Hello, Professor. Today I will present an analysis of the humans and policies found in news articles related to renewable energy. We will compare two articles on the same topic, renewable energy, one from Probe and the other from the conversation. Our goal is to identify and discuss the flaws, mistakes, and rhetorical techniques present in these articles to better understand how media influence public perception. On the first article, Investing Renewable Energy for a Sustainable Future, the main argument here is investing in renewable energies not only good for environment but also a smart financial move. They emphasize that the current market conditions, government incentives, and urgency of addressing climate change make renewable energies a profitable investment. The author aims to convince the audience that putting money into renewable energies is a win-win situation, benefiting both planet and investor value. The second article, we urgently need 100 billion for renewable energy, but coal is statecraft, not industry policy. The main argument of the article is that Australia needs to urgently invest 100 billion in a policy package called Australia Renewable Industry Package (ARIP) to accelerate its transition to green energy. The author aimed to persuade that labeling this investment as green energy statecraft is vital. They argue with it will boost the economy, create jobs, and enhance national security by making Australia a green energy leader. On the first article, Investing Renewable Energy for a Sustainable Future, I have defined 5 different kinds of rhetorical and policy. The first one is analogy. Definition here is a rhetorical device that draws a comparison between two things to illustrate a concept. A argument is highlights similarities but doesn't imply complete identity. It's powerful tool in communication, but it doesn't confirm identical characteristics in all respects. The sentence here is with the advent and recognition of climate change and the need to transition to clean energy is also a notable shift in this geopolitical dynamic. The explanation here is this sentence uses an analogy by comparing the shift in geopolitical dynamics caused by climate change recognition to other significant historical shifts, suggesting a similar level of impact. The second one is bandwagon fallacy. This is when the popularity of an idea is used as an evidence of its truth. Sentence here, according to McKinsey study, private market equity investors launched more than 330 new ESG and impact funds between 2019 and 2022, taking the cumulative assets under management (AUM) for these funds from 90 billion in 2019 to whopping 270 billion in 2022. The statement suggests that because many private investors have started ESG and impact funds, these funds must be good or better than others. But this idea is flawed because many people are doing something doesn't mean it's automatically the best choice. It's important to judge these funds based on their actual impact and financial performance rather than assuming they are superior just because they are popular among investors. So the policy here is BaoMinhTran. Its definition is this is when an argument is directed against a person rather than the position they are maintaining. The sentence here, the COVID pandemic did bring about supply chains disruptions, interconnection bottlenecks, transmission limitations, and trade policy uncertainty, impacting investment into and development of the renewable energy sector. However, it's also brought a sense of caution again where the world was heading and a renewed drive toward more responsible living. The sentence talks about the problem in the renewable energy sectors and says that the pandemic made people more cautious and responsible, but it's calling it cautious and responsible living in this situation can be seen as attacking the character of those who don't support renewable energy. It suggests that people against renewable energy are irresponsible, which doesn't really deal with the real issues about renewable energy. The next one is backing the question. Backing the question is when someone assumes something is true without proving it. And this can weaken their argument if the assumption is questionable. The sentence here is with policy support and more inclusion and competitiveness, I think the space many investing community are eyeing opportunities over the long term. The sentence presumes that supportive policies and competitiveness ultimately create investment opportunities without offering any evidence. To avoid this fallacy, the sentence could provide reason or evidence for the claim rather than just assuming it to be true. The next one is false dilemma. Definition here is this happens when an argument states that there are only two valid options and possibilities, despite the fact that there may be other ones that haven't been taken into account. The sentence here is the relative abundance of natural resources empowering renewable fuels in the simple reason behind itself. This sentence, they said, make it seem like renewable fuel is mainly because we have lots of natural resources, but that's not the whole story. Things like better technology, government growth, and people caring about the environment also play big roles. To avoid making this mistake, the sentences say that many things, not just one, are making us switch to renewable fuel. So we move on to the second article. We urgently need 100 billion for renewable energy, but needs statecraft, not industry policy. Um, the first fallacy here is false dilemma. This happens when arguments state that there are only two valid options and all possibilities, despite the fact that there may be other ones that haven't been taken into account. The symptom here is if we want policymakers to unify and to act, we have to use language that greatly resonates. This IQ must be the language of green energy, statecraft, not industry policy. The sentence suggests just two choices, green energy statecraft or industry policy, but there could be other valid options to save the conversation about renewable energy policy. Now we move on to the next policy, stereotyping is a term we are probably familiar with. It refers to applying negative or positive exaggerated ideas to a particular group of people. It is a generalization usually based on little or no evidence. Since the sentence here is sentence since the 1980s, industry policy has arguably become one of the most misused and abused terms in our national political discourse. Stereotyping the term industry policy as misuse and abuse, creating a negative perception. The sentence say that the term industry policy has been unfairly criticized and used badly in politics since 1980s. This is stereotyping because it makes a big general statement without showing a real examples or reasons what it do. It acts like everyone think the same way about this term, which might not be the case. I will to move to the next part, that evaluation of two articles. The first one is for this article. If you are interested in business and investment aspect of renewable energy, this article is more critical. It provides insight into investment opportunities and challenges in the renewable energy sector, making it essential for investors and businesses in this field. The conversation articles, if you are concerned about policy changes and their impact on renewable energy, especially in the context of Australia, this article is more critical. It highlights the urgent need for a significant policy-driven investment in Australia's renewable energy sector and its potential socio-economic benefits. In summary, the criticality of each article depends on whether you prioritize the business and investment angle or the policies and social economic impact angle of renewable energy. So I have presents on the information have in my topic. So thank you for listening. Thank you, Professor.